Right, welcome to part 13 of SR250. I had filmed a bit where the holes that I drilled in the sprocket cover, I kind of re-drilled those again just to expose the alley sort of on the inner parts of the holes, but I've either deleted or didn't really press record whilst I filmed it all, so I haven't got any action footage of that, but I'll just show you that now. But that's kind of pretty much done. So there we go, that kind of has brought the holes out to just kind of tie in a little bit with the exposed fin work. So that's pretty nice, I think. So that's kind of done. So I'm moving on today. I'm pretty much at a stage again, end of the month, where I've got no cash. So it's just doing stuff I can do for free at the moment. It's kind of just working out what the next logical step's going to be. Whether or not I try and build a battery box or use something for a battery box. I'm still keep ticking over the idea of just getting one of the little battery eliminators and installing the kickstart on it. I quite like the idea of having the kickstart on it. The only trouble is you're talking about 100 and something quid, I think, for the whole kickstart assembly, you know. So yeah, again, it's a funds thing, and whether or not that's worth it, you know, making or even buying a battery box is going to be cheap, a lot cheaper than that. Anyway, so that's kind of stalling me a little bit, because until I've decided what I'm going to do with that, I don't want to go ahead and weld stuff on the frame and then get it blasted and powder coated until it's kind of roughly sort of worked out, you know. So if that makes sense, yeah, I'm just still chewing that over in my brain. So I'm doing stuff I can do for free at the moment that I've got. So the first bit really was just the old the new bearings. Obviously won't be putting the races in the frame, because that needs to be powder coated, but put the new tapered bearings on the lower part of the yoke, or triple tree if you're across the pond. So yeah, let's get on with that. Just gonna the kit came with some bearing grease, so I don't have to use my own, so I'll see what this stuff's like. And yeah, load up the bearing with grease. My preferred method today, I think, is going to be, I always keep hold of old races and bearings and just have a box full of them. A lot of them, that's where I've cut them to get them off before, and these act as handy drifts usually then that I can use to, you know, tap on to knock that bearing in place. I've got a long pipe as well, although it gets a bit tight towards the bottom there, so these ones, because I've already notched them, are usually easy just to tap off, even if they do kind of slightly interference fit, you know. And then just, yeah, hammer and a drift. So let's grease up the bearings and get them stuck on. Right, I'm going to put me dust seal on now, because believe it or not, it's the sort of thing that I've done many times before. I've had that, put all the bearing and everything on, and it's like, yeah, I forgot to put the dust seal on, so I'm getting that on, and that's done. I ain't gonna forget that. Blob of the bearing grease. Right, I'm just gonna squeeze the whole lot into my hand like this. This is just, there's probably a million different ways that people suggest to grease bearings, but I'm going to do it this way. And I'll just work it around the bearing, just pushing it in. Right, so pretty much now getting every last drop of grease in there, just packing it now so there's like no holes, no spots, that all the gaps inside there are totally bunged full of grease.
beans. Right, let's put this little bad boy over the top. So there we go, get it to there. Let's see what I've got in my obviously I folded up a couple of t-shirts just under here because I've spent time painting the lower yoke and I don't want to mar it all up. So I'm going to use this one on there first because it's got a bigger face, and that's going to kind of go on the inner race of the bearing. So that will you're not putting any wallop on the actual roller bearings itself. And just going to start by gently evenly tapping it all the way around. There we go, that's the bearing tapped down, and with the notches cut in, everything should just come off. Beautiful. Right, that's that done, and hopefully no marking to the paintwork either, so a happy result all round. Rightio, so time to start reassembling the forks to a certain point. I haven't got enough money to go and buy fork oil at the moment, so it's going to be everything bar putting the end cap on and filling with oil. I also want to get some gaiters, so they're still not completely finished, but got the seals, got the dust caps. The only thing I haven't got, as I was going through, is the correct size copper washer. Now these ones look like they're quite compressed. I could go up to Halfords and get myself a few more, but I am not going to spend any money. So, I mean, because it's a stupid price, it would be like £3 for 2 of those or something. So I'm just going to take this inside now, stick it over the gas, and re-anneal it, soften it back up. So bear with me, and let's get some heat going. The old girl cherry red. Now, as far as my limited knowledge of this process goes, rather than quenching it, I'm going to want to be letting it air cool so it stays soft and seals. There we go. Let that go off and do the next one. Okay, with my freshly annealed washer, we're ready to rumble. So I've dug out all the fork parts. Hopefully I can remember how they go. It's quite a simple fork, this one though. This is like the damper rod inside, and it's actually one of these star bits, God, brain work boy, star bits that go on the inside. That slides down inside there, and then you've got this kind of end cap thing which slides in there, and then that bolt will go through the bottom there into that and hold that in place. So this is the one that has the potential to turn when you try and take the Allen bolt out of the bottom. So you might remember my expensive snap-on tool, cost an absolute fortune, the old tapered threaded rod, which fits, try and do it with one hand, fits in the end of there, and that holds that nicely. I needed a bit of threaded rod, so I actually cut it down, which made it too short to go in here now. So what I've done is just put a couple of nuts, locked a nut on the end there to 17 mils, and I've got my long reach socket, so that works perfectly. In fact, actually that's an improvement, I think, because you can get a bit more purchase on it, not too much because you don't want to over tighten it. But right, let's see if I can remember how all this goes back together. Right then, okay, just slide the forks here. I've gone from the inside up, not that these are particularly marked at all, but this has got absolutely zero marking, so it makes sense just to slide it in from that direction so it doesn't get any tears or nicks in it. Not that I think it will, but right, that one, boom, down that end, and that fits on there, and then this slides down there, and now just get that, put that in there, and what I'll do, all I've done just to make my life a bit easier is stuck a T-bar Allen key in the vise, so that's holding the bolt at the bottom. Take my damper rod, holding tool, that slides down in there, just check that's located in, reach spanner. So there we go, so that's been, the Allen key's being held in there, so I'm just turning this at the top, sorry, just doing it one-handed. It's tightened up now, but just to the point where it just stops gripping. I think that's adequate tightness. One for luck. There we go. Right. So that is pretty much it. Just push the fork seal as far as I can. I've got to now find something that's going to make an adequate fork seal driver to push this the rest of the way home. Retrieve my tool. There we go. Right, so I've just got to find something to drive this down and get some fork oil, and we're pretty much ready to rumble. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of part 13 today. I've got the forks sort of as far as I can get them today. I had a look around to see if I had any plastic piping or anything to use as a driver, but I haven't, so I'm going to have to either nip up to B&Q or something like that and get some pipe work to do that, and then obviously I need to get the fork oil and gaiters. That was the other thing, wasn't it? But then the forks will be done. So that's part 13 done. So that's just, yeah, not a massive amount today, just the forks and the what sort of do? The bearing, wasn't it? The lower bearing. So I shall call it an end there. Get this uploaded, and then tomorrow I think might reassemble some of the brakes actually. Yeah, we'll have a look at that maybe. But until the next time, see you then. Thanks for watching.